Alright, this is part 2 of the 911 video, walking you through the first part of this lesson for Unit 10. We are going to go through 9.4. The other video I made went through 9.1, 9.2, 9.3. I would advise you watch that one first. So, we're on 9.4 now. We have to solve this inequality. Before we jump into the actual questions, just to kind of walk you through this process. When you are solving inequalities, you want to solve it as if it's just an equation. So, what you want to start with is you have 2x minus 5 greater than or equal to 3. We are going to just go ahead and solve this as if it was just equal to 3. And then we'll find our solution at the end of that. Okay? So, pretty simple equation. I want to get x by itself. I add 5 to both sides. I have 2x. And then I'm going to pretend like it's equal to 8. My last step is to divide by 2. My solution is x is 4. Now, we're not solving an equation, we're solving an inequality. Okay? Because this has the line underneath it, it is a less than, or I'm sorry, it's a greater than or equal to equation or inequality. Go ahead and put that back in. 4 is a solution to this. X can equal 4. Now what we have to figure out is which numbers would be the solution. Would it be the numbers that are bigger than 4? Numbers that are smaller than 4? So that's what they're getting to with this second question that says, what is the smallest solution for x? This is called the boundary point. So the point is that there is a solution to the problem where if I'm going up and down a number line, this is my boundary point. What this means is either all the numbers up to that point are going to be correct, and then the numbers above it are going to be incorrect. So either it's going to be these are all right, and then the ones above it are not, or it means that all the numbers above it are correct and all the numbers below it are not. So, what you want to do is go back to your original inequality and just test the number. I almost always am just going to try 0 because it's an easy one to plug in. If I put 0 where x is, then I would have 2 times 0 minus 5 is equal to or greater than 3. 2 times 0 is 0, minus 5 is negative 5, so I have negative 5 is greater than or equal to 3. That is clearly not true, which means that none of the numbers down here are going to work. Since 0 doesn't work, and 4 is our boundary point, none of those numbers are going to be correct. So, since those numbers are not correct, the numbers above that are going to be correct. All these numbers up here are going to be your answer. Because it is greater than or equal to, we're going to fill our dot in. In blue here, this is what your graph of the solution would be, where you would have a filled in dot at 4, and then you'd have all of these numbers up here with an arrow showing that anything that is bigger than 4 is going to work for this problem. And then this would be your inequality solution. You're going to be tempted at times to, excuse me, just take this sign and stick it right back in. I'll tell you that'll work probably 90% of the time. But the issue is if you are multiplying or dividing by negatives, and spoiler alert, that's what you're going to have to do to solve this one, it will not work. You're going to have to flip the sign. So instead of remembering all these different rules, my suggestion is when you solve 9.5 and 9.6 for your assignment today, just solve this like a regular equation. Use that as your boundary point on your graph, and then try a number on either side. If that number works, then those numbers on that side of the boundary point are correct. If that number does not work, it means the numbers on the other side of the boundary point are correct.